Welcome back to GP Outdoors. We're hanging out in Ralph's garage this week. Come with. Well, good morning. Well, there's a motley crew, eh? What's on the agenda today, Guy?
Hopefully, put the spacers on.
Nice. All right. So while Guy's struggling away with those studs, I want to show you what we got from Kubota. These are pretty much the same style or the same design, I guess, as the ones I put on the B2601, but these things weigh a ton. They weigh a lot. So you've got the wheel spacer, and unlike some of the aftermarket brands that you can slide the wheel spacer on, secure it down with the existing studs, and then there's a second set of studs often in the wheel spacer that the rim goes against. These, like mine, you've got to remove the existing studs. You're going to get a pack of new studs that have a shorter thread on one side and then the longer thread, which is going to go through the tire rim at the end of the day. Lock washers and new nuts. On this old L series, there are 4 bolts that are bolted in, and there's only 2 studs. Once they're removed, they're all going to become studs. Anyways, what I did find of interest was I did look at a couple of aftermarket wheel spacers for this Kubota, and one of the most well-known brands is the Bora spacers. I was kind of surprised. The Kubota OEM spacers were in fact almost half the price of the similar spacer for this Kubota L series. Not to mention Bora's estimated delivery was 2 months from now. I picked up these OEM from Kubota. They were ready the next morning at the parts counter. I don't often plan out 2 months. But either way, I was kind of surprised that the aftermarket parts were so much more expensive than the original manufacturer's parts. Just an FYI. Big thanks to Ralph. Look at all that heat. So much better than being out in the middle of my parking lot in the snow. Nice. This guy's having much more success than I did with mine, if you remember.
Don't say that yet. This tire was off once before.
There you go. Good thing we're filming this one then. Yep. I was kind of thinking that Husky Bob and Ralph would help take turns, but apparently we're just going to let Guy do it.
You always got to have some weight, right?
Once an old guy gets down there on his knees, it's a long time getting up.
Good. Yeah, that's it. And so once he's down, you might as well leave him there to do it. Poor guy. A little bit of Loctite in there, Guy?
Just a little bit.
Alrighty.
If I put it in here, then when it goes in, it chases the Loctite down through the threads.
Okay. And you said that the threads on this end are tapered as you put them in?
They appear to be. They get tighter as they go in.
Okay. So it's not just that you're tired this morning.
Well, it could be that too. Because I don't want to. I think that's probably the best.
Do you know what size that is?
19 millimeter, I think it is.
Okay. Give you a socket if you want. Or an elbow.
Two nuts locked together? And then do you need this?
Well, let me try this first. I think I got enough clearance now.
There we go. I wonder why mine was so much trouble.
You were holding your tongue wrong, that's all.
Oh, that's what it was. There we go. Nice. We'll do that 4 more times. We'll be right back. See, mine were not like this.
Oh, you got the new model, it sounds good.
Yes. Look at that. Jeez. It took me 2 days just to get my studs out.
Not welded on it, so you just put it underneath, screw it down. And it's long enough that you can.
It's like you knew what you were doing, Husky.
That one onto this one.
Grew up on a farm, Gord.
See that just. Oh, looking good.
Yeah, jeez. Kind of trying to still decide why it took me 2 days to do mine, and it's been 32 minutes, and we're almost done the one tire.
Because you're a city boy, Gord.
No, no. It's a family channel. Don't need to be bullying people.
Maybe you should wire brush it.
You have the tracks in the back of your truck?
Yeah, that's all. Okay. Indent goes in. Here we go. Isn't that nice? Look at you. A whole
Well,
inch
yeah,
and 3/4
beautiful.
wider on either side now.
Come out.
Very gently.
Yeah, I know about you.
Can you throw me a washer box?
I would imagine, yeah.
I don't know what
Correct, yeah, that would have been. But they really don't, they don't sell tires anymore.
Yeah. Definitely getting a lot of extra space. That's really noticeable, even though it's only 1 3/4 inches. Take a look at this. And take a look at this. There's the finished product. Little pro tip, don't ever put the tire down flat on the ground. I don't think they'll get it back up. I'll show you how city slickers do it.
Catch your fingers.
Country boys, they just put the foot on there and give it a kick.
Looking at it, you never know. Yeah, because there's one that should go on.
It's taking
Oh yeah,
forever.
yeah. Well, they make them now that you can weld them on. It's a frame. Maybe it's got the pin sizes top and bottom.
With the smaller stuff,
You guys notice who's doing all the work now, eh?
you would think it'd be the same work.
It's Nelson's in the back.
Well, nothing I don't trust you. I'm just checking.
I don't blame you.
Yeah. And you're gonna check my torque after, right?
I don't trust you.
I wouldn't do that.
Driver.
I just put all your old. So one of the interesting parts of this was trying to get these big tires lined back up onto those studs. But it looks like Guy and Bobby and Ralph have done it a few times before, because we got them on pretty easy. Well, hey, that's a wrap. Looks like it's ready for the drag race. Nice big wide outside the fenders. Thanks a lot for sticking around. Big thanks to the boys at Larkin for finding the right parts to fit this old tractor. And thanks to Ralph for letting us stay warm while we were doing it.
Yes.
Have a great week with your family. Please be kind. And if you're wondering why we had to put these wheel spacers on, stay tuned to the next video. Cheers. Guys? Cheers. There we go. And a Merry Christmas. So you'll see we spread this chain right out on the floor. And if you zoom in really close to it,